Rich is about to talk NBA. Actually, WNBA.
Well, it's, put aside the Caitlin Clark foul, that was, taken away because what's the conspiracy? ESPN had a primetime game against the Liberty, so, why would they suspend Caitlin Clark for that? There's every headline about the WNBA
Liberty Bibberty
is laden with some type of controversy, and you could argue this is good for the league because no one ever talked about him ever before, and then the last couple of years, a lot of talk. You could say it's all drama, but isn't that how so many things get by in 2026? Dramatic headlines, controversy.
It's been that way.
Well, over the last couple of days, I wanted to let this digest a second. Did you see that Enes Kanter and Royce White, two former NBA players,
and I'm sure more to come,
have declared themselves eligible for the WNBA draft, with there being no true verbiage in the WNBA contract, as it said, according to Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, when she's not dissing Dan Patrick and standing him up. She said, our player eligibility rules, unlike the eligibility rules of some other leagues, are governing bodies and are collectively bargained. Lastly, preserving the integrity of our game is ensuring fair competition and will always remain the highest priority. So I just think what this does is I think these guys are boneheads.
Well,
right?
They're announcing their eligibility based on the verbiage that's required by the WNBA now, saying according to your rules, we should be allowed to play, so we're ready to join the league.
Now, you might think Enes Kanter and Royce White are two dopes, two morons. I mean, publicity stunt, yes. A foolish thing to do, yes. But what they're doing, though, is they are pressing buttons and forcing the hand of the WNBA to be very clear on a question that so many people in the world of trans athletes in sports don't want to answer. Now, that's what defines a man or a woman in sports, because you can't just subjectively be like, Enes Kanter, you're a J.O., you're a piece of garbage trying to, what are you trying to accomplish? Because while that might be true, according to the way things look right now, he could very well say, well, I feel like I identify as a woman, and that's good enough according to the current verbiage. So what it's doing is it's really, now,
I'll tell you what it's doing. I have it written down.
Oh, you wrote it down? Okay.
Here's exactly what it's doing.
Yeah.
It's proving a valid point, and it's protecting women, but in the worst and probably most annoying way possible.
Yeah.
Because they're just being jerks about it, and they're being facetious about it.
I don't think anyone wants to see,
but
maybe one day because it would be funny to see, but no one really thinks Enes Kanter and Royce White, two dopes, should be in the WNBA. Ryan, do you think that? You would
I would just once.
One day. That's
one game.
It would be
one game.
Oh, yeah.
To prove a point?
Just for it make me laugh. It'd be hilarious.
But I do wonder, though, I mean, Low and Crown's like, don't come to me, don't come to me, don't come to me. Isaac, don't you think what they're doing
Wait. You have just basically confirmed that you can read my mind.
Well, he was sipping his drink for a long time.
Isaac was.
It's been empty for an hour.
I know. I can feel it. When when you're nervous at a cocktail party and you keep biting on the ice you have left in your glass.
I don't get invited to cocktail parties. Meaning the things that you have read from my mind previously, you have so much blackmail material. Oh my gosh!
But again, it's not a controversial thought to think that now the WNBA needs to somehow address this. Who's going to be happy with the statement? But Danny G, who's like, Raiders, man, just talk Raiders.
No.
Would you?
I'm glad. Actually,
you read his mind too.
Yeah, because I thought you were going to go with the white privilege story over the weekend.
That to me is just ridiculous, and I don't think. I think that's crazy in itself as well. But
it's ridiculous because Rich's whole life is white privilege.
Stop.
That's why.
It's true.
How do you think he got his job? Yeah.
Now,
look, he got real quiet. He's like, what do you mean? Thought about it for a second.
I was going to make a joke that you're my Guillermo, but I thought that would be inappropriate.
Yeah. You know what, though? Everyone thinks I am. They don't know.
Dance with the Stars.
Dude, when never mind. Continue.
No, but Enes Kanter, I think we could all agree that, like, in sentiment, it's like, oh, that's funny, but, like, he's really not going to do that. That would be, everything about it, it just makes it, like, what are you, a jerk? I get what you're trying to do, but you're not really identifying as a woman. You are trying to use the loose language in this contract to prove your point.
Trying to make their point, or anyone trying to make us believe that a guy who used to be a man could play with the women.
Raise your hand if you think the WNBA commissioner right now is not up for this job.
Yeah, that's one, right?
They need new leadership.
But I just think that I don't know how that.
It's pretty obvious. I don't want to put words in other people's mouth, but before the show started, it was like you've never seen
the opposite.
A woman. You never seen the opposite. A woman turn into a man and try to play in a men's professional league.
You've never seen a transgender
Proving
man
the point. Like
enter men's sports because there's a competitive disadvantage with biological men and biological women. So I think that no matter. I saw Coco Gauff last week. I remember I pointed out how she said there's no reason why anyone should be coming down on the trans community. They should not be the recipients of mockery or anything. People are just trying to figure this out
in life.
And I think
that's different though. In life, right?
Yeah.
In competitive sports, why are we lacking common sense?
But I think that while they are boneheads, Enes Kanter, Royce White, and people doing this little stunt.
Their approach is the weakest.
Doing this little stunty like, well, guess what? I identify as a woman. They both should bang their heads together. However, what they are doing is they are forcing the hand on something super controversial that we thought we may never get an answer to, and it'd just be this vague, and the craziest part is there has been not one transgender woman that has been in the NBA. So again, it's almost like an odd non-issue. So to me, I just think that I'm intrigued to see what's next because language will have to be provided.
I'll tell you what's next. Another copycat NBA dude, former NBA dude that gets out there and says they want to be eligible. It's going to continue. I think we're going to see a few more people take this angle because it goes like there's some attention-seeking athletes that love this type of stuff and they'll prove their point and they'll be the next one to be like, I declare my eligibility.
But even if you genuinely believe.
I think there's going to be a few more.
I'll give you the analogy. You know how a lot of Republicans are like, I'm Republican, but don't link me with everything Donald Trump does. Like that's a very fair sentiment. A lot of Republicans are like, don't officially think I'm everything Donald Trump. I think people that think biological men that are trans women maybe shouldn't compete in a women's league. I don't think those people want Enes Kanter to be their spokesperson. However, at the end of the day, this guy may be the reason why languages has to be put in place. These guys are really doing the weakest thing, but at the same time, they're going to get an answer.
Right.
Because if technically they could declare for the draft.
I know what you mean. A lot of times when you're on the radio, you have a good feel of the type of people that are listening sometimes or their personality. And when certain people agree with me, I question how right I am. Like you don't want certain people to be on your side. You don't want guys like Enes Kanter to be on your side, even though they're proving a valid point.
It's like when you go to a game and you see someone wearing the same team jersey you are.
Right. That's a better example.
They're being an obnoxious fan, and you're like, I don't want to root for the same team as you.
Right. Oh, how are we on the same brainwave?
Oh, I hate this person. But hey, I just thought it was interesting, and I think you're going to see.
That was very viral content. That was all over social media over this weekend if you missed it.
But I'll tell you this, though. No way on planet Earth will either one of these washed-up NBA players play 1 minute in the WNBA, but I am curious to see what the commissioner does. Your move.